From Martine Studios in New York, your trending topic TV show. This is Talking Heads with Nizam.
Welcome to another episode of Talking Heads, everybody. I'm your host, Nizam. I have my distinguished panel to the left. We have Mouse Mosley. The Cheristonian Empress, Cherish, is here. The Cheristonian Director. And we have Scott Wensler hanging out with us today. Thanks so much for coming, guys. Let's just jump right into it. My favorite part of the show. What are you watching? We are going to start with Mr. Mouse, man. What are you watching?
What am I watching? I am watching Gang Related right now.
All right.
Gang Related is my show right now.
Yeah.
One of my favorite rappers is in it. So, I had to give it a chance. So I invested in it and started watching it, and it actually proved to be a really good show. I actually watched an episode today on Hulu, actually, before I got here. So it's fresh in my mind.
Well, yeah, where are you right now? Are you...
Javier is in jail.
Oh, okay, all right, stop, because I'm not there yet. But Javier, he should be in jail because he went crazy, man. He had to, he had to go crazy. Gang related. So to give it to you real quick, so there's obviously a gang, and there is this kid. He loses his parents when he was young. So this gang boss or whatever kind of takes care of him, and then implants him, or he becomes a cop. And so he's like this double agent cop thing, and it's getting really hairy right now.
It's getting
really hairy, and of course he's dating like the main character. The cop is dating like undercover, whatever. He's dating like his boss's daughter, who was like. What is she, like a district attorney, assistant district attorney or something?
As complicated as they possibly can.
Exactly.
They're starting to pick up that he might be a mole in the task force. It's a very good show. I recommend it to anybody.
It's going to be interesting to see where they go with it. Cherish, what about you? What are you watching?
So I'm a big binge watcher, and I just finished all up to speed on Game of Thrones.
Nice.
Which I never thought I would get into because it just didn't seem like it was me, but just caught up on that, and I'm currently watching Under the Dome because I'm a Stephen King junkie. And it's terrible, and I'm ashamed to admit it, but you know what? I can step away from reality for 5 seconds, for an hour every Monday night.
I couldn't do it.
It's terrible. I'm going to admit it. I'm okay with that, though.
I can't. I'm like, nah, I can't do it. Scott.
Books are obviously better. But.
Scott, what about you?
Lately, I'm always like 10 years behind with TV. I just got huge into Supernatural.
Oh, that's great. That's good. Where are you? What season?
I'm in the middle of season 2 right now.
All right, you're good, man. Stick with it.
I'm loving it so far.
Yeah.
Sam and Dean.
It's crazy. You guys watch Supernatural?
I might have a while ago.
I feel like I watched a couple.
Oh, it's still
didn't,
on.
get in.
Oh, man. Vanessa, you hear that? This girl is not watching. Cherish is not watching Supernatural. We're going to have to talk about that. I wish I knew that. I wish I knew about that at the Cheristonian.
I'm sorry.
I would have told her. She would have yelled at you.
Yeah, well, I try to keep it secret. Not that many people around.
Should we not talk about it? Well, it already happened. It already happened.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I'm just glad Lindsay's out of the hospital.
Yeah, I know. I mean, who knew a rubber ducky could cause that kind of damage?
Exactly,
right?
but she's the best in the pool. You know,
Absolutely.
she's very buoyant.
Yeah.
So, anyways, let's get started. Let's get started with our first topic. We have Siberian sinkholes. I think they're up to 3 now. These things are huge. They're not your typical sinkhole. Most sinkholes will sink down, and I guess these guys obviously sunk down, but it almost looks like a missile hit. These guys kind of explode and then sink down. But they found about 3 of them out in Siberia. Scott, how do you feel about the sinkholes, man?
It's pretty intense. At first I was like, sinkhole, okay, there's been some of those, U.S. stuff like that, but when you see the size of these things, they're huge. And I guess what it all equated to was somehow like permafrost like melting and kind of exploding this area out, and that's just kind of nuts that can actually happen.
Yeah, seriously.
And of course, the finger's getting pointed to global warming. So,
It's climate change, man. Yeah. Climate change.
Yeah. No, it's totally nuts.
Cherish, what do you think?
I mean, it's absolutely amazing what can happen in this earth. Like, these just appear. We find 300 feet wide, these huge sinkholes. It's kind of like the earth, had a little gas and had to burp and pop that dirt right on out, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What do you think, Mas?
I mean, I just feel like the Earth has been doing things like this forever, and we're just learning about it now. And it might be strange of how these happened, but if the Earth wants to have a reverse pimple, then it could have a reverse pimple. I mean, it's gonna do what it wants. You can't mess with Mother Nature. Or Megatron came out of it. I don't know.
Exactly. Yeah, you gotta go with some of the some of the conspiracy theories.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Sci-fi
Wormholes,
stuff.
Transformers,
Aliens.
If you guys watch Fringe, which was a great show,
Yeah.
that's what happened in Fringe. Like it was like a alternate reality, or like that was happening in the alternate reality. Like it's all kinds of crazy conspiracies going on with the sinkholes.
Could be anything.
Yeah,
Could be.
I guess at the end of the day, when you look at it, the whole world like separated into continents. Like,
Yeah.
That's
exactly.
pretty
Something's
amazing.
happening.
like a couple sinkholes, I guess. Isn't that
No
big a
big
deal
deal.
in comparison?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's something that's happening more towards the poles because of the permafrost and the glaciers and stuff like that. And what happens is, I guess that moisture, that water, it just sits, and then eventually it sinks. But what's crazy with these guys is, I guess, like some natural gas got in there, and it blew the top off, and it's just, I don't know. I think it's crazy. It's a little scary, but hopefully it stays by the poles. Hopefully we can figure it out, and maybe it's just a wormhole or something, and we'll be good to go.
If it happens under New York, we might have a problem.
I was going to say,
Yeah,
at
exactly.
least it's not happening in real populated places.
Right.
you know?
I think it's more towards the poles,
Right.
but hopefully these scientists will get on it and figure it out.
I'm just happy I'm not the scientist who has to go into it and look at it.
Yeah, exactly.
See what's in there, take the gamble.
It might explode again, but just go check it out.
Go check it out.
Well, let's move on to our next one. Cherish, I'm gonna go with you on this. So, George Zimmerman, he's got a new job. He's working at Pompano Pats, which is a place that sells firearms, ammunition, and motorcycles. And I guess he's working there.
Well, I think if you read some of the articles, they're denying they ever hired him. He's kind of just hanging out there and watching for burglaries. I guess it happened after a burglary took place, and he decided to camp out in their parking lot. I'm kind of just tired of hearing about him. I feel like stop giving him press, because anything this guy does, people are going to feel very divided on. So he's sitting in a parking lot because no one will hire him after all the press he's gotten.
Right.
And we're giving him more press.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe endorsements is where he needs to go for ammo or something. I just feel like, get him off the TV, get him off the news. It's not fun anymore. And quite frankly, he's not getting paid to do his new job.
What do you think?
Yeah, man. I mean, I agree with her. Just stop talking about him. He deserves to be forgotten. You know what I mean? You keep talking about him, that means, you're kind of glorifying him in a sense. I know it's bad press, but you're still glorifying him. He shot a kid and killed him, whether you like it or not. Why are you still talking about him?
Yeah.
And I take offense to when the media talks about him. I don't care if he has a job washing dishes behind McDonald's or something. I don't care. He's a human being. He should be forgotten about. Just leave it alone. I don't care anymore, So it's annoying to me.
Yeah.
Just don't care.
What worries me is just, this guy, obviously he got acquitted of, his charges or whatever, but he's hanging out at a place that sells firearms and ammunition. You know what I'm saying? Like, there should be, like, all right, you got acquitted of shooting someone, but there should be something that says, like, you can't own a firearm, or you can't be around firearms, or multiple. Maybe you can still have yours, but just...
I think, again, he's not getting paid. He's sitting there. I mean, the owners were interviewed on many, many different cases that they're not even paying him. They were friends of him. They own this ammo shop. And he's not even getting paid. So how can you limit him from where he hangs out in the parking lot?
I guess.
I mean, that's where
I'm just saying
I just
he's
have
around.
to come back to that.
I'm just saying he's around firearms and ammunition. Like,
I'm not saying he's a great person to be around it. But
let's keep him away. Let's keep him away from that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Fair enough, but how do you do that? And, I get he had a lot of press. He was acquitted. So
Leave it at that.
leave it at that. Get him out of the press, and no one's going to care if he's camping out in a parking lot
Way
of
more
whatever
important
store.
things happening right now.
Yeah. What do you think, Scott?
I'm right on board with everyone else. Just let's forget about this guy.
Yeah.
I'm tired of hearing about him. Like, the stupid boxing match thing was...
Oh man. I was gonna bring that up.
Someone had to mention it. It's like... See, now I'm saying I don't want to hear about him anymore, but I am bringing it up.
And you're watching all the news on him, right?
No, I just think it's absolutely ridiculous. Like this guy, I guess, just got caught like hanging out in a parking lot with a gun, and then he was like,
told them that he was working there.
That's
He-
weird.
He said he was a security guard.
He said he was hired as a
Alright.
security guard, and then they interviewed the owners, and they were like,
No.
not so much. We're not paying him.
I think you know what I think he said. I think I read something where he said he was asked to watch.
Okay.
Where he was asked to watch, and they were like, "Listen, he's not an employee." You know, and the Department of Agriculture was like, "This guy is not even licensed. You have to be licensed to be a security guard." Like,
Yeah.
if you, like in New York. If you want to be a security guard, you have to. There's a test you have to take or whatever. You have to be licensed, and the Department of Agriculture is saying like he's not even licensed as a security guard. So if he says he is, he's not. He said he was asked to watch the store or whatever, and but he's not an employee. Like
Yeah.
you said several times. Like they're like no, like we know the guy. And I don't know that they said he was a friend.
I don't
but
know. I think they were
I
a little
think they're like, we know
ambiguous
him.
on that.
Yeah.
Anybody really say,
They're
I'm
like,
a friend?
you know what? I
Yeah,
don't want to
exactly.
admit, I know the guy. That's as far as we'll go.
Seen him before. I saw him.
This time.
Remember he was on the news. That's how I know him. All right, let's move on. This one's probably going to be good. We have Orlando Bloom. I guess was at a party with Justin Bieber, and there were some words thrown, and I believe that there was maybe a punch or two thrown. Our resident Bieber analyst and reporter, Mouse Mosley, speak to the Orlando Bloom Bieber situation.
You might have picked the wrong dude to come on the show to talk about Justin Bieber. That dude boils me up.
Grind your gears.
Wherever you are, Orlando Bloom, there you go. There's a high five. We can hang out. You can sit at my table and eat, all right? Nah, Justin Bieber, he's one of those dudes that, and I know everyone has experienced this before, he's one of those dudes where he walks in and you just want to punch him in his face. You might not know anything about him, not even know his first name. You just want to punch him in his face because of what he's wearing, his demeanor, the way he carries himself. I could go on and on about this dude, and I don't even know why, because once again, it's like a Zimmerman thing where he's in the news so much, and I'm like, just leave him alone or kick him out of the country, do something, and I don't know. It's great news to hear someone threw a fist at him. I just love it. Thank you, Orlando Bloom, Leo DiCaprio. Thank you for cheering him on. Good
Scott,
job.
how you feeling, man?
I just think it's such a funny situation. Like, you get Legolas from Lord of the Rings. Like, this dude who's, like, probably got 20 years on Justin Bieber. And the whole back and forth where it's like, maybe, what was it, like 3 years ago, Bieber was, like, flirting with his wife at the time.
Yeah.
And now Orlando's seen with pictures of Selena Gomez. It's, like, just weird.
Well, supposedly, allegedly, Bieber hooked up or might have had some relations with.
That's kind of how the fight hurt.
Yeah. So that's what they said. That either they say maybe Bieber extended his hand. They say maybe he was like, "I had sex with your wife."
I think it was probably more to that. I saw a video of him spitting on his fans. I'm gonna lean more to this.
and there's alcohol flowing. So
They're in Ibiza, for Christ's sake. You know they're all hammered.
Oh yeah. There's probably a lot of stuff going on there. Cherish, how you feel about Biebs?
He's a punk kid. I agree with everybody on this panel that we just need to stop giving him publicity too. His whole demeanor is someone should hit him. I'm really sorry, and I don't believe a lot of people should get hit, but he needs to get hit or go to jail or get deported or something, because you never hear a good story about Justin Bieber.
Not anymore.
Never hear a good he was like a kid singer. That was the only time he had like good stuff said about him. The minute he became even close to an adult, it was just about being a punk. And I think I would give Orlando Bloom a huge high five.
Thank you.
And my
It's two high fives, Orlando.
Yeah, two. And I bet that Biebs probably said something like, "Yeah, I had sex with Miranda. How about that?" And that's what caused the
Absolutely.
And he definitely didn't either. That's the best
Yeah.
part.
Yeah. There was.
He definitely didn't.
I saw like a clip of the video, and there was something said, and then you just see like a. Whoosh,
Yeah.
You just see a swing. Yeah, I don't think he connected.
I was gonna ask, did he connect?
I don't think he
It
did.
was like around 2
Okay.
people. So.
Yeah, and
Man, that's so disappointing.
so Bloom took a swing. I don't know if he connected, but then rumor has it that Bieber left, and as he left the party, people cheered. So I don't know. I feel bad for Bieber.
How do you feel bad for him?
Yeah, I need to hear
That's
your
just
side.
so-
of this.
Misunderstood. You know, there's
That's
got to
just
be a
so
reason.
mean. Yeah,
He's not,
where's
like-
Usher? Usher, where are you, man?
He doesn't care. He
Step
doesn't even
in.
want his face
You
near
know what,
Bieber. He
man?
was-
I'd be watching my back if I was Orlando Bloom because Bieber's friends with
Mayweather
and
wants
50
more
Cent.
fun. No,
you know?
no.
Those guys are
That's
not.
quite
Those guys are
natural.
not going to put up,
I
especially
know, I'm
after.
kidding.
You're not gonna step in for Biebs.
No.
Might be some diss raps
We're
coming
gonna
out.
handle this. Homie.
Take care of it, all right?
Yeah, he's got security. You know, he's good. No, I don't feel bad for Biebs. I'm just kidding. But it's just, I kind of feel bad. For anyone who like got cheered as they left. Like, oh man, like it's that bad. Like Biebs, it's that bad.
Yeah,
Usher, step in, talk to your boy. Hook, like do something. Do something. This kid, he's going down.
It's
But
pretty rough at this point. Like he's just universally hated. Like,
Yeah.
in
gotta
the Winter
stop-
Games or whatever, when they the Canada-U.S. hockey game, where
Yeah.
the wager was
Yeah.
whoever loses has
you have
to
to
take
take
Bieber.
Bieber. I mean, yeah, he's just a running joke now. That's
he is
like
a
we're
running
not
joke.
hearing about like Mayor Rob anymore. Now Bieber just continues to do stupid stuff, and it's just like it's gonna get. It's just when you. I mean, I'm gonna get to this later, but Lindsay is back drinking again. But it's just like when you get out there and you're in the limelight and you can't keep your nose clean. You're just a running gag. You're just a running joke.
But don't you have to take some personal responsibility for that?
Definitely.
I mean, Biebs, clean up the act, and maybe we'll start respecting you again. People
Exactly.
have come from worse.
I think
Celebrities
it's too far
have come.
gone at this
Yeah,
point.
you can't tell a little
Celebrities-
kid like that.
Come on, he's
It's
not a
gonna
little
take
kid
time.
Not a
anymore.
little kid anymore.
I'm really sorry. There's
Mentally.
a point where maybe mentally he is, but clean up your act, Biebs. Come on.
All right.
Make us want you again.
Let's move on. We could probably talk about Bieber all day. So right now, this is really crazy. In Western Africa, there's an Ebola virus that is just going like this is like real outbreak going on right now. Over 450 people have died from this. Who wants to start on the outbreak of Ebola? Anyone?
Where did the Ebola virus even come back? How did that even happen?
Man, there's the conspiracy theories out there. But so here's the thing. There's 2 Americans
Correct.
that are over there, and they're getting ready to bring them back to the U.S. And like it's one of those divides again. Like people are like, why are you bringing them to the United States?
Not yet.
Like,
Not yet.
We don't need the virus here,
No.
but I mean, these are people who volunteered all their time to
Right.
help people in need, and this is like kind of their turnabout is we're like, don't bring them back, don't bring them back here.
I
you
know, but-
I don't want the virus here
Exactly.
anymore. But like that's
Yeah.
scary stuff.
I mean, they signed up for that. You know, they
Absolutely.
know the risk, and I feel bad. I feel horrible about it, but the Ebola virus isn't a joke. You
no,
know?
it's like 60%
Yeah.
or higher fatality
Yeah.
rate or something like that.
Yeah, it's pretty high, and there's no cure. I mean, the one thing with it is it's not like you breathe on someone and they get it. You know, it has to be open wound to open wound, or I mean,
How does it start? Do you know? Is
It's
it
like
a
animal
bug?
feces and stuff.
Is it
yeah,
that?
like
Yeah.
fruit bats. Yeah,
yeah,
it's pretty
yeah,
gross.
it's one of those things that is they've seen the movies about it and what the potential consequences can be. It's going to be really interesting to see what goes down with this outbreak. And it's really scary.
It's
Like
scary.
I mean, I'm an American, and if I was over there and contracted or contracted it or was just there and America was coming to take me home, I'd be like, bring me home. But hopefully they can find some way to contain them or something, but it's
dangerous.
Yeah, there's so many X factors in the whole thing.
Again, I just feel bad that these are like American citizens. Bring them back home, but I don't want the virus with them. So it's weighing those 2 options
Yeah.
is really
They're
tough.
just trying to help too, and I
Right.
commend them for that. But
Yeah.
you could do more damage than you did
Absolutely.
good by
Right. And what's really scary is some of the people are saying like it's expanding beyond their reach, beyond the reach of the scientists and the medical people over there, and that's what's really scary. Is
I mean, I guess it would be something similar to like the Black Plague. It just kind of goes away somehow, right?
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, it's already taken a lot of lives. Hopefully they figure it out. But it's definitely scary to see what's going on and to hear what's going on with that. All right, so I brought everyone down. So let's move on. Let's move on. It's scary stuff.
Not as scary as Supernatural though.
It is. Supernatural is very scary. Here is a great segment that I love. It's called Do You Care? It's person, place, or thing. I'm going to throw them out to my guests here, and you can answer yes or no. If you want to explain, you can explain if you feel that there's an explanation needed. If not, we just keep going. So, Mass, I'm going to start with you. Sharknado 2.
Absolutely not.
No, wait, hold on, man. Sharknado 2. 2, not 1, 2. Do you care?
Absolutely not. It's the corniest thing. Well, it's in New York now, right? Come on, man. I mean, it's funny. It's entertaining. But I don't care.
Cherish.
Nope.
Scott.
You know what? All that super campy stuff isn't for me. Like, hobo with a shotgun, like all these movies, I just can't do it. I need some real special effects. It's something like at least a little believable.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a storm, so there's moisture, and then there's the sharks, so they can live because of the water.
Right.
In the storm.
You're just
And
trying
then
to
there's
rationalize this.
Optimus
So
Prime
you
on a
care, is what
Tyrannosaurus
I'm
Rex.
Come on, it's Sharknado 2. Come on, man.
God.
All right.
Go or no go.
It's
Go, right?
yeah, I say go, yeah. Frozen. How do you feel about Frozen?
You're asking. I have Disney tattoos all over my.
All right, well, so
Absolutely, I care.
you care, all right.
Absolutely.
All right, cool, man. Frozen?
I think it's a very empowering film for women. So
Wow.
I like it.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm hearing that a lot.
It is.
Scotty.
I just can't even really weigh in on it, man. I haven't seen it. Like,
You still
I don't
haven't
even know
seen
the
it?
song. Like,
I think we did this. You don't
I'm
know
like
this-
John Travolta over here. I don't even know the lady's name.
Listen, I think we talked about this on the last show. I told you, go see it. So
I failed you, man. I'm
it's
sorry.
terrible.
He
You
already
did. You
gave
failed.
you
I'm so
one by on
I'm
this.
10 years behind. How many times I
Oh,
gotta
I
tell you
know,
this?
my bad. You're on like the second season of Supernatural. What am I thinking? All right, Brody Jenner did not go to Kim Ye's wedding, but he went to Reggie Bush. Kim and Kanye, Kim Ye.
Kim, yeah.
But he went to Reggie Bush's wedding. Do you care?
Absolutely not. Again, no.
Come on,
I
man.
don't care what happens with Kim Ye. I really don't care about that whole family. I don't care about French Montana and Chloe. I don't care about Kim Ye. I definitely don't care.
Wait,
about,
hold up.
You
Chloe's
care
with
enough to
French
know
Montana
all
now?
of them.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Which
You
he
do
cares
care.
more
You know.
about.
Yeah, you knew that.
I don't know. I don't care.
I don't care about the Kardashians, the Jenners. I'm just.
Guys are terrible. Do you know who they are, Scott?
I know all of them, who they are. I never
Okay.
watched the show, but
So
Brody was the one on Laguna, right? Or whatever.
yeah. So he didn't go to his sister-in-law's wedding, but he went to his sister-in-law's ex-boyfriend's wedding.
Was the wedding better?
I think here's the answer. The guy's he's just a jerk.
All right, cool.
All right, good.
At least we got a decision on Brody Jenner. Brody, you're terrible, man.
Yeah, come on, be more like
Yeah,
your
it's
dad.
terrible.
He's an American hero.
Or you're.
yeah.
I'm not going to talk about Bruce. Okay, Whitney Houston's biopic. So there's big drama about they wanted her daughter to play her. And Angela Bassett, who is producing the thing, she's like, no, she got this actress. There's all kinds of drama. How do you feel about that? Do you care?
I care a little bit about that. I think it really should be the family's choice of who they want to represent someone, especially like Whitney Houston.
But do you think it should be the daughter, though? What's her name?
No, no, because that'd be a little strange.
Bob
I mean,
Bieber?
they're gonna have to show her doing drugs, I would assume, right?
Yeah,
Why would the
Bob Bieber.
daughter want to portray her mother in that bad situation? I
Yeah.
think they should get an actor on that one.
Yeah. What do you think?
Actress.
I care a little bit, but it shouldn't be the daughter.
I don't think so either.
She's too emotionally invested into it, and it's like to have a name on the movie as opposed to actually produce the story of Whitney Houston. So I don't think she should do it. So I care a little bit.
What do you think, Scott?
I mean, I think if she's up to par as an actress, I don't see why not.
She's not.
That's the issue for me.
Yeah, that's what Angela Bassett said. She's like, she's not. She would rather go with someone who has some acting credentials, who's new, rather than her daughter, who may have done like one or two things and just really doesn't have the chops to do a biopic movie. You know, like you gotta have somebody.
You have to have someone who can really, hit it home, like.
Yeah, hit a home run right out of the box. All right, cool. I touched upon this a little bit earlier. Lindsay Lohan is out partying again and drinking again. Do you care?
I don't care, but I understand what she's doing. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry. I mean, once you're in that life, it's very hard to get out of it.
Yeah,
so
parent trap.
I don't blame her. She could make herself look however she wants to look. Do I care or not?
Honestly, Bieber should look at Lindsay and see what his future looks like, because she falls out of the spotlight when she goes into rehab. Nobody cares about her, so how do you get back into the spotlight?
Do a good movie?
Apparently it's much easier.
Do another album?
Much easier to hit the bottle. So
This is Parent Trap. I love Lindsay. What about you, Scott?
It's just sad at this point, man. Like, pull it together.
Yeah.
Like, get out of, exactly, just like take yourself out of the limelight, you know?
Yeah.
And I guess that's what she craves, is kind of the attention. But, you know, hopefully she pulls it together.
Yeah, I was I kind of liken it to, and well, I liken it, but we've yet to see what really happens. I wasn't a big fan of Robert Downey Jr. Like, I did like him as an actor. You know, he did Weird Science. He was in. Chances are there's some '80s movies that he did, and he was a party boy. His drug abuse was just crazy, and. But he's kind of flipped it, and now he's Iron Man, and I love him again. And he's got I think he has a lot of life experience, and he has a lot to pass on. I would love to meet him, even though I hated him for a lot of years. So hopefully some of these guys can, come out with some albums or come out with some movies and turn some things around, and make their lives and other people's lives better. I don't know. We'll see. That said, we got to get out of here. I want to thank you guys so much for coming out.
Yeah.
You can check us out on Verizon 45 and Cablevision 76 Fridays at 8 p.m. You can also check us out on WPCommunityMedia.org. Look for Talking Heads, and you'll see us in the little picture. And I also put them up online, Facebook. Find me on Facebook. And check out the shows, and we'll see you next week. Thanks for watching.